told you, these are cases where Child Protective Services, Department of Family and Protective Services come in and take children away from dangerous situations. Sometimes it's where a parent or parents have tragically died, but more often than not, it has to do with drugs and alcohol, and these children are taken away, and they literally are taken by the sheriff or law enforcement officers with the clothes on their back and nothing else.
Like little refugees, basically.
Right. So when they're moving into foster care, they literally are living out of trash bags. And the thing that we are partnering with CASA to fix is they need luggage, and they need the things that go in luggage. So they need backpacks, duffel bags, and gift cards, $10 or $15 gift cards to Walmart or Target, so that these advocates can help them.
And the reason behind the backpack drive is so that way when that child leaves that home, they have some sense of ownership to what they have. They're not just leaving with a Walmart bag full of toothbrushes and T-shirts and stuff like that. We want to give them something that had some ownership, so they feel like they have a little part of home with them. So coming from a similar background in this area, this is a big deal to me. So we're looking forward to the support from the community. Share this video with your friends. We need all that we can get for these kids, because this isn't about myself or Casey. This is about the kids that are in need.
Right, and kids right here in our community.
Absolutely, local kids in Rockwell.
Thank y'all. Semper Paratus.
Semper Fi.
I'm going to touch base about something that is very near and dear to me, and that you're going to hear it and be hearing a great deal about in the coming weeks as we gear up for the Rockwell Veterans Business Alliance partnership with Court-Appointed Special Advocates, also known as CASA, which is an organization that here in the North Texas area serves many different counties. There are many different chapters of this organization, and the organization serving Rockwell and Kaufman counties is known as Lone Star CASA, and we're going to talk a little bit about CASA cases and why it's important to know about the good works of our fellow neighbors who are serving our most at-risk children. And talk a little bit about what and who CASA is, and in particular Lone Star CASA. Lone Star CASA is an organization of volunteers, almost completely made up of volunteers, which means that any fundraising done is almost entirely passed through. And another thing that's critical to understand about cases involving CASA, these CPS SAPSers, these suits affecting parent-child relationship, is that the timelines are critical because that's the way the legislature prescribed, because the fundamental liberty is so closely tied to the right to be a parent. It can't be an arbitrary taking, and there has to be strict timetables to comply with federal constitutional law about how the state is exercising its police powers. So if the state is moving in to terminate parental rights from citizens, it's got to do so within a reasonable amount of time, and that amount of time, having worked itself through appeals and legislative acts and judicial review at the Supreme Court level, is 12 months. So those cases are going to move quick. Those hearings generally can't be moved around, and they're going to occur. So those service plans that the parents are given are on pretty strict timetables, and the reason why is because that's what the Supreme Court has said is in compliance with. If there's going to be a deprivation of a fundamental liberty, there's got to be a system in place where the parents can either restore parental rights, or if they lose parental rights, it's not an indefinite, it's not going to be 24 months, 36 months. They're going to know, and they're going to know within a certain period of time. Otherwise, the state is unfairly, through delay, infringing its police power to protect young citizens, children citizens, and interfering with fundamental liberties of grown citizens, the parents, in their right to have care, custody, and control of their children. So what's great about CASA advocates is that the love that they show these children, I think, is the greatest thing. Most of them are busy professionals, parents, mothers, fathers, community leaders, civic leaders, and they have this ability to share time that they probably don't have with these children who need them. And like I said before, these are children who in our system of justice are probably the most at risk. They are taken from homes, usually in the dark of night, wearing nothing but the clothes on their back, if they even have that, taken to children's advocacy centers or other foster care, and essentially they have very, very little, and what they do have probably fits in a garbage bag. Many of them live like refugees until they're placed semi-permanently with foster care. So the need is great for these children. There is a great need to support them, to help them, and to help our CASA advocates be able to better assist them. And you're going to see and learn more about what the Rockwall Veterans Business Alliance is going to do in partnership with some other local businesses, Southlake Constructors, Independent Bank, and others. And we are excited and humbled and honored to help these advocates and these children in our community.